dick. And when you move your body, you can move it nice and sweet and sassy. Alright? Woman, if you up, and you don't need no makeup.
Are you moving it? Come on. Move that body, move that body. Did he say ice cream? That's what it makes me think of. Move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. You like to move it, move it. You like to move it. All right, where are you guys? Come on, pop on here with me tonight. I can't wait to hear from you and hear what's going on in your life tonight. We got a thunderstorm here. All right, guys. Be sure that you have let us know that you're here. Be sure to give StreamYard permission. Just swipe left and let it do that there. Comment in the comments. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're from. Let us know what you're excited about in your Tupperware business. Because tonight we're going to be talking about money saving. And the question I'm going to ask you is, how do you want to be known? Do you want to be a penny pincher, a savvy shopper, a money saving maven? Do you want to be a problem solver and a solution offerer to your customers and to your host? I mean, this is what it's all about in our business, is finding new ways to do what we do in a way that reaches people in new ways as well. So hopefully you're going to help me with a lot of good ideas here tonight. So tonight. Right now, I'm going to ask you, go ahead and tag a few of your friends in the stream here. Call out their names. Tell them it's time to jump on over here with us, because, we want to have a great turnout of everybody here, because that means we all get to share lots of great ideas with each other. And we are coming in to the end of our month. We have just 3 more days, or 2.5 days really, left over here to get to. And I'm going to start us out with this quote tonight. So our quote tonight is, to start us out, regardless of what came before or what has yet to come, what matters most right now, and I want to repeat that now, right now, what matters most is how I choose to respond to the challenge before me. You see, we all have an opportunity. We all have the same ability to do something in this business. I mean, the business itself gives us so much. It's always up to us to how we're going to respond to that, how we're going to take whatever is given to us and run with it. And for some of it, it might seem easy. For some of us, the running might seem a little more challenging. A lot of it depends on where we've come from, what we've experienced before. And a lot of it comes down to the willingness we have to get up every day and keep doing the work. So when I lie down, or will I lie down, or will I fight? See, that's really what it comes down to. And I'm taking a long time to read this quote, right? Because I'm talking about it as we go. But one of the things that I am so fascinated with is this idea that we have, it's called the reptilian brain. It's part of this historical part of us that is based on fight or flight. Because, when humans first we're running around, cavemen were running around, they just reacted to the environment around them. And they saw a mastodon charging after them, and they knew they better get out of the way or they were going to get crushed. So they were just triggered into action, and they reacted to that, and adrenaline came into their bodies, and they just took off, right? They responded. Sometimes that meant that they picked up arms and they fought. And especially like later, it's the idea of the mother lion looking out for her cubs and being willing to step in there and fight for their children's lives. It's all of that within each and every one of us. And we have to kind of use that to our advantage. We have this burst of adrenaline. We're not going to worry about a mastodon, jumping and stomping us, or even really probably a leopard jumping out to eat us. But we do have to make that decision. Am I just going to give up, or am I going to fight? Am I going to get out there and run the race? Or if not going to. So the choice is always ours. The choice is mine, and I choose to finish strong. So we are at the end of the month. We have 2 days left to go. We have had some great weeks and we've had some not so great weeks. We're doing some amazing things right now. Some of you are having some of the best months you've ever had. And some of you, and you've told me this, I had to work a little harder this month to do what I've done in the past. And that's part of what sales is all about. It's part of what life is all about, that it's not always going to be the same. Some days it's going to be harder than other days. Some days we're going to have to put a little more effort in it to get half the results we got yesterday. But you know what? It's okay. Because the key is that we didn't lie down, we stayed to fight. And we made the choice to finish strong. So I'm hoping that today you're all going to make that choice to stay strong in your business and to keep working over these next 2 days, because it is amazing what you can accomplish in 48 hours. Because I've been there and I've done it, and I've been worked with people and seen them produce $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 in 2 days, simply because they refused. And I'm going to say that again. They refused to give up. They kept at it until the very last minute. And they didn't, and so it's like they never gave up, and it's not over until it's over, and there's still some more to do. So you know what, guys, we've got this 48 hours plus a couple, and we're going to do some big things, and we're going to talk about some things that we can do tonight, as well as get us in the right place to begin our month of July, because oh my gosh, the 4th of July is coming, and I love July because it's the month of freedom, and it's a month that we celebrate the freedoms that we have in our. So as a reminder, as we come to the close of this week, and the close of this month, that this is the time that you want to double check your numbers. Do you know for the month? If you do, give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know. Yeah, I know where I'm at. I know what I need. I know what I'm shooting for. In fact, if you are shooting for something in particular, go ahead and put that in the comments. Maybe you're pushing to step up to manager. Maybe you're looking for that next bonus level. Maybe you are working towards those gifts that we're working for this month. So I'm going to give a couple little reminders about some. And, once again, we're going to talk about some ways that you can pull these things in to make your numbers before the month ends. So we have what we call the personal volume bonus, and everybody participates in it. When you sell any piece of Tupperware that you sell, you make 25%. And when your sales for the month are $1,500 or more, you get a bonus. Now that's pretty amazing, that just because we sold $1,500 in a month, and this month we had a 5-week month. So that meant $300 a week, which is not even a great party. It's just a party or a few outside orders, that you would get a $50 bonus. And you know what? $50 can come in handy right now. That could put a half a tank of gas in your car. I found out how Charlie and I were driving this weekend because we went to a wedding out of state, and we actually had a place that we stopped at that gas was $3.99. Thought we had gone back in time. It was amazing. So, you just have to be open to opportunities that come your way. All right. So my point is, where are you? Do you have $1,000? You need 500 more? Well, I don't have a party, Marsha. What can I do? We're going to talk about that, but there's things that you can do to get you to that next level. Don't ever let the month get by and miss it by $50. My gosh, you're going to make that much for pushing to that end. So always keep your eye on the next level and keep pushing towards that next level. So this is our personal levels. Are you at 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, where you get that bonus, bigger bonus, and on the way up? And then, of course, for all of our leaders, don't forget you have your leader totals that you're aiming for, because that triggers you making more money. That's another stream of income. So for those of you who are watching tonight, consultants, and maybe you haven't yet made that step, I'm going to be reminding you about something that I do the first Thursday of every month at the end tonight. So when you stay to the end, you'll get that information. But you have an opportunity as a rep. Every single one of us makes 25% on everything we sell. We also have a chance to get that personal volume bonus, which is a second stream of income. And then just by welcoming other people onto the team and having folks that maybe want to be, smart shoppers and be able to get Tupperware at a discount and make some extra money and maybe have a little side hustle, then you're going to get a third stream of income or a fourth stream of income, because at our manager, star manager, and executive manager levels, you have a profit plus bonus and you have a Vanguard bonus that you're adding to the money that you're making. So that's a pretty cool thing right there. And then, of course, our directors have an even greater opportunity because they have a higher profit plus bonus that they can earn. Plus, they get a bonus as a director for, achieving the director level or achieving what we call the what's your drive level, where you can choose the company car or you can choose another cash bonus. So once again, there's these extra bonuses built into hitting certain levels. So these are our thresholds that all of our leaders aim for. And if you are a manager, you're aiming for that 3,000 or more. If you're a star manager, 6,000 or more, executive manager, 9,000 or more, and directors, 12,500 or more. And so we've got 2 more days to make that happen. And I know everybody's going to be pushing for that as well. But you know that there's all those great gifts that we have. And of course, we have our exclusive promotion from Tupperware just for Hooray. When you make your goal of $150 more than you had in March. If you weren't active in March, it was based on what you had in April. If you didn't have anything in April, it was based on what you did in May. And so, if you had 0 in April and $300 in May, then it's $150 over that. If you had 0 in April and you had 0 in May, your goal is $150. So it's just, check with your director if you're not sure what your number is, because we don't want anyone to miss out on these free gifts either here, because that's another great bonus that you're getting from Tupperware. And then, of course, don't forget our monthly personal sales challenge. You've got 3 awesome rewards that you are working for at the $500 level, the $1,000 level, and the $2,000 level. And guys, I would be pushing for that $2,000 level to get that Ultra Pro. Okay, so right now in the comments, let me know who has Ultra Pro. Which piece of Ultra Pro do you have, and what do you love most about your Ultra Pro? Like, what do you make in it? Why do you like it? What do you like to do with it? Because, that's one of the cool things about what we do in this business is how we help each other, and we share tips and ideas and things that we do as well. So the Ultra Pro is one of my favorites. And so, which sizes do you have? Which ones do you like the best? Now, I have all of the sizes. I even have sizes we don't currently sell. I have a quiche pan. I have little mini loaf pans. I have little casseroles. I know, let's see. I think Karen just said she made meatloaf in hers tonight. And meatloaf is always a great thing. Donna Jo made some mac and cheese, and she made meatloaf in hers too. There as well. I love it because, you don't have to grease it, right? I think somebody just said that they love it because they don't have to grease it and in it as well. So, those are the things about it. It's so great. That stuff doesn't stick to it. It's so easy to clean. Charlie loves it because he puts it in the sink and he just takes a cloth and he wipes it and it comes completely clean. And unlike a lot of that glass or other types of cookware that you have out there, it doesn't get that brown, black, speckledy stuff all over it that the grease comes in. It's so easy to clean. And I like the fact that you can put it in the microwave and you can put it in the oven as well. So Ultra Pro is a game changer. And it's one of those products that you really want to have in your own kitchen, and you want to be showing it to people so that they can see it as well. And then they're going to want it too, because you've shown them all the different things that you can get as well. This one is the large oval. And I'm not sure if we don't have it in the catalog right now. I believe the last time we sold this, it was maybe $89 a retail, or $79. There it is. Michelle said $79 for this one. There's 2 sizes. And here's the other thing. If you have both the 2-quart one and the 3-quart one, you can actually invert them on top of each other and use it like a domed, like Dutch oven to use in your oven as well. So you could cook a chicken in it, or a turkey breast or something like that. So once again, guys, don't miss out. This is freebies. So you got to get these things for yourself, right? All right. So I want to share something with you. And I saw this and I thought this was so stinking cute. I love turtles. I think they're just adorable. And this one says, think outside of the shell. Okay, so here's some, little turtles going along, and they're doing things the way that they always do them. They're swimming along right in there. And the last one though says, I'm going to try it a different way because I might get there. It might be easier to get there. It might be faster. Hey, I'll have a better view of where I'm headed if I go this way. And so one of the things that I want you guys to think about is sometimes we have to think outside the shell. We have to think about what we're doing, and we have to think about a new way of doing what we do. Because there's an old saying, if we always do what we always did, we'll always get what we always got. And if we keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting to get different results, that's the definition of insanity, right? Tina, you are definitely the one with the paddle out there trying new things. So this is a key thing, guys, that I want you to be looking at, with whatever is going on, whatever you are coming across in your life, in your business. If you're not getting the results that you want, think about, what can I tweak? Because sometimes we're doing the right things. We just need to tweak it just a little bit. We need to maybe add an element or maybe back off on an element. Because sometimes it's just the words that we use. We're making the right efforts. We're in the right place at the right time, but maybe the word we're using isn't quite right. Or maybe we're not taking it one step further. We stop before it gets where we need it to be. That's kind of the key thing that we want to think about. So we're going to talk a little bit about being outside the shell and thinking outside the shell tonight. And one of the things, I'm going to just check something real quick. Yep. Is here's another little cute little image that I thought of. It says, what did one penny say to the other penny? Let's get together and make some sense. Okay. So we want to get together and make some sense. We want to think about things in a little bit different way that we can do what we're doing, right? And right now there's a lot of folks out there that are really concerned about money. It's the economy has kind of gotten a little bit upside down. People are looking at what they're spending their money on. And let's face it, for many people, Tupperware is something they buy with what we call discretionary income. They don't think they have to have Tupperware to survive. Now, personally, I don't know how anybody can cook in a kitchen without Tupperware. For me, that is the most important thing, right, that we do. But it is important that we think outside the box about what we're doing. So we have to show people why they need Tupperware. See, right now they're going, I'd like to have Tupperware, but I don't know that I need Tupperware. And it is up to us to show people what they need, how they can use Tupperware to save them money, how they can use Tupperware to make their quality of life better. And then, of course, that will lead us into conversations with them about how they can use the Tupperware business to make that extra money that they might be looking forward to. Because maybe, their hours have been cut. Maybe they're making the same amount of money they were making, but their rent went up, or gas has gone up, or maybe they have a vacation coming up and they budgeted, this much money for the vacation, but they realize they probably need another $500 to have the vacation that they were planning on. So this is where we have to be savvy, and we have to think about different ways of things that we can do. So ask yourself, what do I want to be known as? Do I want to be, known as the queen of the penny pinchers? Do I want to be known as Frugal Freddie or Francine? Do I want to be known as the money saving maven? Do I want to be known as maybe a thrifty mom? So think about what you want to be. What do you want to be known as? And then start to look at, well, what can I do to help people with that? So a little bit earlier today on our Tupperware Studio page, I had posted a question and asked people, what are some of the things that you do, to save money? And I think I asked it on the Hooray page as well for different things that we did. And a lot of you were talking about the products that are big game changers, your Fridge Smart, your Freezer Mates, the Crystal Wave, so I can do things ahead of time. And those are absolutely products that we need to be talking about. But we even need to take it a step further than that. We have to take it to that place of showing like the need that people have, letting them notice that they have a problem. They have a really big problem in their kitchen. One of the things that at in-home parties, I would always ask people to do is, I want you to take a minute and imagine your kitchen. All right. Is everybody there? Can you see your kitchen? See okay, now I want you to go over to the refrigerator, and I want you to open up the refrigerator, and I want you to look in that drawer that's down at the bottom that says it's the fresh drawer, the drawer, but we know it's the smusher drawer because everything that you put into it goes to smush, right? So what is a food? Are some of the foods that you've thrown away? What's a food that you've thrown away in the last week? What's a food that you've thrown away in the last month? So all of these are I'm giving you a bunch of questions. You wouldn't necessarily ask all of them, but I always say, think about in your kitchen, what is a food that you've thrown away in the last month? In the last week? And they start naming things. And see, as they start naming things, you just are listening, because what you're trying to do is get them to see they have a problem. Because I can give them solutions all day long, but until they recognize they have a problem, I can't help them. So at your parties, whether they're virtual, whether they're Zoom, whether they're in person, are you asking that sort of question? What's something you've thrown away in your kitchen this week? And you get people commenting. And the more people you get commenting, the better. So like right now, Tina's a thrifty thinker. I like that. In the comments, go ahead and put, what's something that you've thrown away in the last couple of weeks? Something in your kitchen that you've thrown away in the last couple of weeks. And of course, I'm going to hope that there's not been a ton of food thrown away in your kitchen, because you're all Tupperware reps and you all know what to do. But I bet there is some stuff that you threw away. So if you've thrown away some sort of food in your kitchen in the last couple of weeks, put it in the comments, because we're going to find solutions to all of those things that you're putting. So we know that when people say produce, right, because that is the number one food that we throw away. And you may know this and you may not. And if you don't know this, get your pen and paper and write this down. But the number one culprit of food waste in our kitchen is produce. And we typically throw away 60% of the produce that we buy. 60% of the produce that we spend our hard-earned money goes in the trash. And if you think about how much you spend on produce, if you don't have your own garden out in the backyard, and of course we don't all have gardens all year round, so so at some point in the year we may have to go 60% of the produce that we buy. For most people, that's $500 to $600 a year. And then you pause and you ask this question: how many of you would like to keep that $500 to $600 in your pocket every year? Right? And now they're sitting back going, yeah, I do. And that's when you talk to them about Fridge Smart, and you talk to them about how that's going to help them take that produce and keep it from getting wasted. Last night or yesterday in the car, Charlie and I are driving down the road, and we're listening to NPR, and there was a radio. It was like a radio story. It's a guy, and he was interviewing a woman. She's a cook. She's written a cookbook, and he does this thing calling, I think it was the Open Table, or I can't remember what the name of the thing is, but he's on there like every week, and he's talking to people who are cooks and write cookbooks and things like that. And then they have people call in and ask questions. And one of the questions that came up, and they had this long discussion about, what do you do with all of the greens and the vegetables that are coming in? How do you keep them from going bad? And oh my stars and garters, I was about to have a cow, because I kept yelling at the radio, you need Fridge Smart, you need Fridge Smart, because they were talking about, well, if you have time, you can wash it and then pull it off the stalk and then dry it and then wrap it in paper towels and put it in and then you better use it in a couple of days. And they just went on and on about all these crazy things to do to save your produce when all they needed was this, right? This is what we need for people to be able to keep their produce fresh. But we've got to get in front of people. And so then I started thinking, who do we know that are cooks? Who do we know, that we could get to use a piece of it and do a story for you? Like if you have a friend that's a cook, give them a piece and ask them to try it and take a before and after picture. If you've got a person who's a host and they're close enough by, you could drop off a Fridge Smart to them, a week or so before their party and have them keep something. Even better is if you could have somebody you could kind of have a contest, and I'm looking for 4 people to help me with a contest, and you give 4 people, a piece of Fridge Smart, and you ask them to go to the grocery store and buy something, and they bring them home and put it in there, and just to leave it in their fridge. And then at the end of a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they all take them out and take a picture of it. And it shows how well it keeps. And, and it's something that we can do to really make it more visible for people to see what's going on. And if you've got other people doing this, see that they're going to reach a group of people that you're not reaching. And so it's going to make that even bigger and more expansive. Now, Fridge Smart is not going to be on sale after Wednesday. And so we're going to miss on that opportunity to get all these people to buy it while it's on sale. But we can be really hitting it hard and heavy starting tonight and through tomorrow, and just really start driving it. And don't be afraid that you're going to be obnoxious, and don't be afraid that people are going to get tired of seeing what you're posting, because probably they're not even seeing it at all. And even if they are, commercials, it takes 7 times for someone to actually resonate that they've seen a commercial on TV. And that's sort of a statistic. The same thing, even in Marketing 101, you learn that people have to see things multiple times. Tip 7 is like the magic number before they respond to something. So if you've ever shopped online and they put you in, on their mailing list, go back and look, how many times do you get emails? Many of the things, you'll get them every day. Sometimes you get multiples in a day. If you've ever clicked anything on Facebook, these ads are going to pop up constantly, about these things. It's the same idea. You've got to get yourself very visible for people to see it. And by getting other people to help you with posting stuff, it's going to help expand the reach that you have. So that's one of the more of those things I really want you thinking about, how you're positioning what you're talking about with people. And that's just Fridge Smart. Now that's just one of them. All right. So let's talk about some other products. We can bring this forward. And so of course we know Vent and Serve and Crystal Wave are great because you can do meal prep and you can do things ahead of time. And we know that coming up in our July brochure, we have all of those great meal prep tools, right? We have the water bottle, we have the lunchets, and the little bowl sets. So this is a time for you to start talking about meal prepping. And meal prep can take a couple of different forms. One of the ones that I'm thinking about is if people have kids and they pack their lunches for kids, this is one of the ones you're going to talk about, how you make a meal for the kids for the week, and you can put them in the fridge and they're ready and all they have to do is grab and go. No more buying those Lunchables, which have sat on the shelf for 2, 3, 4 months. No, you're not going to do that anymore. You're going to show people how they can make their own, and they'll know how fresh they are. Here's another little side tip. When kids get involved in the preparation of their meals, they are more likely to eat what's in their meal, what's in their lunchbox, what's in their lunch pack. So this is another important tool that you can use. So I have a friend who, and she bills herself as a meal prep mama, and she has kids from like 3 years old up to 23 years old. So she had some kids, and then she had another family kind of basically. So she's got kids from 3 to 23. And so she's the meal prep mama, and she talks about how she preps food for the different age groups and the way that she does it. And she does a lot of this at the beginning of the week. And because her family tends to eat in shifts, she even goes ahead and meal preps for the week. So like right now with this, the basic brights that are ending, this would be one of those sets that she would talk about how she goes ahead and does her protein, and then she does her veggies and her sauces, and then maybe the side dish or that's going to go with it. And she has it all prepped. And then all it has to be done is taken out and cooked. And you can do this by going ahead and making a great big pot of rice at the beginning of the week and put your rice in these pre-cooked. And then all you have to do is take these out, maybe for a stir fry. If I was doing a stir fry, that would be a great way I could do it. I'd probably put the rice in this one. I'd put my protein in this one. I put my veggies in this one. And so then I would just cook my protein, add my veggies, and then at the last, add in the rice sauce and stir it up, and you've got fried rice. And so it would be a great way to do that. So you can do this also with things that go into, a lot of people like look for all those recipes that people use with slow cookers, but we can do that in our pressure cooker. And so once again, you can have your veggies, you can have your protein, you can have your sauce, and maybe the grain or whatever you're going to add with it, or you could have your chicken or your beef in a sauce, and you can add those together and just dump the whole thing in the pressure cooker, and boom, it's done. So you always kind of keep your protein in a separate container, maybe with the sauce, and then you add all of it at the last minute so that you can cook it all at the last minute. So are you a meal prep mama? How can you make that a story? Could you go live once a week and talk about the things that you're doing to prep for the week? You could go ahead and get your stack cooker out, and you could cook your hamburger. And you can talk about the fact that you're cooking your hamburger, and then you're going to put it in your freezer containers and have them in the freezer. And you're going to have one that has 1 cup of cooked hamburger, one that's going to have 2 cups of cooked hamburger, one's going to have 3 cups of cooked hamburger. And so one night when you're making tacos, you're going to pull one out. Now, here's a great tip with your hamburger that's for your tacos. You go ahead and you cook your hamburger, right? And you have it frozen. You're going to take it out, and then you're going to put the hamburger into your supersonic chopper. Go ahead and add your taco seasoning or whatever it is. You could throw in some onion in here with it if you want to, but with the hamburger, you just use and you chop up that hamburger, and it gets it really, really fine. So it's not chunky, it's really fine, and it makes a really nice finish for your tacos to put down in there. You can do the same thing. I make a great big pot of beans at the beginning of the week, and I look at how am I going to cook for the week. So I'm a meal planner. So I'm a meal planning, so you can be a meal prep mama. You can be a meal plan mama. You can be, the queen of the planovers. And so the queen, you never have leftovers at your house. You have planovers. You make a bunch of chicken. You cook a whole lot of chicken today. And then I'm going to take that chicken and I'm going to divide it up, and I'm going to make chicken and rice, or chicken bog. I saw somebody made. You're going to use it to make shredded up, because once again, we can use our whip and mix. Remember, we learned how to shred our chicken in our whip and mix, shred it up, and have that aside that I'm going to use for my barbecue chicken sliders. You can use it to make a chicken tortilla soup towards the end of the week with just the little bits and pieces that you have left over. And so it wasn't really leftover. I planned that by the time I got to here, I'm going to use that to finish this off. And that's one of the things that you share with your customers. And it's not like I'm here to sell you this because this is going to change your life. I'm here to tell you some ways that you're going to make life a whole lot easier for you in cooking. And as you're teaching them how to cook, you're teaching them how to meal prep. You're teaching them how to store things that will save them money. You just happen to be using Tupperware. And they see that and they want some of that. So think about the money that you're going to save. One of the reasons that we spend a lot of money on food is because we don't plan. And so we suddenly go, oh my gosh, I've got to cook dinner. What am I going to do? And we don't think about what we're going to do. We don't think about what, we have to run to the store and just grab something. And we have to grab something we can cook fast because we didn't plan ahead. We didn't have stuff planned or thawed. So this is one of the things that you can use Tupperware for, is to help do that. And so If you've never been someone who meal planned or did menus for the week, I challenge you to do that. You could take your hamburger and go watch your ads. This is another huge thing, that if you start doing this and you can share this with your customers, they're going to be blown away. So every week, usually Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, depending on the store, there's a circular for the grocery stores. I have 3 stores actually I have 4 stores that I get these for, and I get an email for them, and they tell me what's on sale this week, and so then I can go through and I can kind of mark the things that I want to buy that are on sale, because there's some things I'm going to have to get because I'm low on. But if I plan this way, if I'm smart, if I'm a savvy shopper, that's what I like to say. I'm a savvy shopper. I watch for when certain things are on sale. So I'm very partial to Starbucks coffee. That's my favorite coffee. So I don't ever want to buy it when it's $11.99 for a bag. I want to wait till it's on sale. And it will range from anywhere from $6.99 to $8.99 on sale. Okay. And so I just wait for when it goes on sale. And when it's $6.99, I buy a lot, so that I have it for the next, but so I don't run out. But sometimes I run out before it gets there. So then I have to buy it when it's $8.99. But that's okay. I'm still saving. I'm not paying $11.99. Now I can use that same coffee to make my cold brew, because I don't want to pay $9.99 for a quart of cold brew concentrate when I can make it myself, and then I've saved money there. So that's savvy shopping in that respect. Same thing when it comes to your proteins, your meats. They will actually cycle on sale, and you'll even find that maybe at this store it's like the 1st and the 4th weeks. And at this store, it's the 2nd and 5th weeks. And you'll notice, if you keep track of this and just start keeping a track, like what was the price of beef this week? What was the price of pork this week? What was the price of chicken this week? Whatever the protein is your family likes the most, the hamburgers and whatever, start tracking what the price is and when they go on sale and how often they go on sale. And you will find they typically go on sale every 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. They'll be on sale about every 6 to 8 weeks. Possibly they go even deeper on sale, but there's like a rotation, and they kind of go regular price, lower price, regular price, lower price, regular price, lowest price. And you just watch that, and then you shop with that in mind. So now I know when hamburger goes on sale. So when I come home, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of time. I'm going to set aside time to put my groceries away in a meaningful, mindful way. And so I go ahead, get my rice cooker out, put my rice cooking, while I go ahead and get my supersonic chopper and chop up some onions and some things. And I go ahead and make meatballs with my hamburger. I go ahead and make them, put them in my freezer mates in the freezer. Now they're done. I've got freezer mates going, with meatballs. And I know that if I make these meatballs, I can do spaghetti and meatballs. We can do meatball subs one night. So I know that I've got these different things that I can do for people. For my family. All right, same thing. Go ahead and make some patties and make up some patties. But you know what? I want to do some special patties. So I could go ahead and take some grated cheese, go ahead and grate up a big block of cheese in my Grate Master. And then I can put some cheese in between my burgers, right? And I can make filled burgers. And then I can freeze those in my hamburger freezer mates. If you have those, if you didn't get them when we had them last month, then you can still make them and just put them into your containers. You can put them into your freezer containers and do like 2 of them in a thing, put a thing of wax paper, put 2 more and wax paper and 2 more and freeze it. And then it's easy. They're not stuck together. It's easy to take them apart and take them out. And then you've got hamburgers ready. What's great too, is if you have these things already in there ready, you just pull them out the night, that morning, and let them sit in the freezer all day. Or you could put them out that night before and they'll be thawed by the time you get to dinner the next night. Same thing with chicken. Check your local store. So in my local store, I can go to the meat aisle and I can buy chicken, okay, already prepackaged. It's got your chicken tenders and it's got your chicken breast and it's got chicken thighs and all of those things. And they're this price. And sometimes they're on sale. But over in the butcher shop at my grocery store, They always have boneless chicken breast. If I am a loyalty member, they have it for $1.99 a pound. Now, usually that's at least $1 to $1.50 less than it is packaged over, in the other section when it's on sale. And sometimes it's even more. It's like $4.99 a pound in the packaging. And I can buy them $1.99 a pound over here. So I can bring those home. And once again, I can cut them myself and make them into my chicken tenders. I can grind them up and make Italian chicken meatballs. I can use those and have them like pound them out and then put them in my freezer mate with marinade on them and let them marinate. So if I know this is what I'm going to cook in the next 2 days, they'll marinate until it's ready for me to throw them on the grill or put them in my MicroPro grill and do. So it's all in practicing these concepts and teaching people this and showing them how they're saving money by shopping this way, how they're saving time by doing things at one time and planning ahead, and how it saves them waste because there's no place for waste when you know exactly what you're going to do with everything that you have. And then, of course, you're always going to want to keep your Fresh and Cools handy. And we've got those coming out, right? The Fresh and Cools are coming out. You always keep a Fresh and Cool. I don't have one in here with me, but Fresh and Cool in the door of the fridge or the freezer. And when I have a little bit of green beans left over, I dump it in the container, seal it back up. When I have a little bit of peas left over, I dump it in the container, seal it back up. When I have a little bit of tomatoes left over, I dump it in the container, seal it back up. This gives me my soup starter. So when it's full, all I have to do is take it out, throw it in my pressure cooker, add a little bit of this or that and the other, and I have a pot of soup. And so that is another huge thing that you're going to be able to share with people using our products. So it's not enough just to show them the products. It's a great deal here, but talk to them about ways that they save money and then show the products being used in a way that uses that concept, right? So decide now, are you going to be a money saver? Are you going to be a money saving maven? Are you going to be a savvy saver, a savvy shopper, a penny pincher, a thrifty mom, a meal prep mom, a meal planner? Are you going to be the queen of planovers? I mean, what are you going to be? What's going to be your idea? And what are the things that you're going to do? Because really and truly, there's so much we have to offer people. We just have to get in front of them and do that as well. So I'm going to leave that up to you. There we go. We got our money saver and shopper going on over there. Yep, that's exactly it. Now, don't forget, one of the best ways that we save in Tupperware is by taking advantage of all the offers that Tupperware gives us. And we use these to add additional products to our own without having to spend a lot of money for them. And we can then turn those around and use those incentivized with our customers. So we could do a challenge like the person who has the biggest party for the month gets an extra gift from you, and it's something you got for free or very discounted. If it will drive the party averages up, it's worth it to you. You could have these products that you could do a pop-up sale. And I know I saw Karen Edwards posted a little bit earlier. Karen is the queen of the pop-ups. They've been camping lately and traveling in their RV, and she's been taking along products with her, and she pulls them out, sets them out on a table wherever she's at camping, and she has a pop-up sale. And you know what? We don't have to go on a campground to do that. We can do them anytime, anywhere. You can do a pop-up in your front yard, just like we do a lemonade stand. You can have a pop-up wherever you want to be. Take your car out, put it on open up the tailgate of your car at an open parking lot. Check around, see if your church would let you would set up for something like this, and that you would maybe make a donation to the church kitchen if they let you have a pop-up there that day to share things with them. So you get out there thinking outside the shell about ways that I can reach new customers. So we've got this going on. You've got till Wednesday to get your recruits 1, 2, 3, or 6. Help that new recruit get their first order in so that they've sold at least $40 and grab up all of these great gifts that you have available to you. $661 with the Tupperware for $135. That's crazy. And we also have our recruiting consistency challenge that is going on. And your challenge, of course, is to bring in 2 new people in June and to bring 2 new people in July. And so the 2 that you bring in June just need to have submitted their $40, which means you've earned those shears and that griddle. And then you turn right around and do the same thing in July and bring in 2 more people. And you are going to be recognized at Jubilee, and you're going to receive an exclusive gift that you're not going to want to miss out on either. And of course, we continue to have the Deluxe Demo Kit. We have the virtual kit. And right now, just for this limited time, we have that the Fresh Start Kit for $45. So I don't have that pictured, but we still have that until Wednesday. All right, we have this bonus offer for our new reps. Don't forget, if you've welcomed somebody this month, make sure that they know their goal is to get that 500 by Wednesday so they can get their pressure cooker. This is why you want to be talking about that pressure cooker and showing that pressure cooker so that they can see why they need it. It won't be long before fall's going to be here. It's going to be cold, and we're going to want to make soups again. And there's nothing I love when it's cold outside than a pot of soup, but I don't want to spend a lot of time. So my pressure cooker it's like we probably use it almost every other day in the fall and winter time, because I can just throw the stuff in it, stick it in the microwave, and come back and dinner's ready. So, if you don't have the pressure cooker, you need to be getting one. And, so if you're a brand new rep, you definitely don't want to leave this one sitting around. You want to make sure you have this one as well. Now, what are we going to use to help us finish this next 2 days strong? We have this amazing selection of our Cerveliers, our vintage collection in those gorgeous colors. I had asked a little bit earlier tonight, how was our inventory? And I had not heard that we have an issue with our inventory. Let me just see. I'm checking. Yeah, okay. Nope, I didn't see an update, but because I had asked. So I'm taking that to mean we still have a pretty good amount of inventory. And of course, I've been trying to keep you guys updated on where we are as a team. And we're still number 2 in the region. I haven't gotten an update today, but I truly believe we can finish in the number 1 spot in the region with this. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to give people a choice, because people love choices. Do you want, this set? Do you want this set? Or do you want this set? Or why not get all 3 of them, and you'll get this bag and you'll get one of these gifts here as a bonus. And what's great about that is that you're giving them, you're giving them the chance to get more with it by showing this to them. And I'll be honest with you, I probably wouldn't charge anybody $1. I would just say, you get it for free. You buy all 3 and you get these free. So you get the bag and you get one of these, because it's worth it to me to spend that $1, right, for them to have that. I love the basic brights. So I think that that's a great little set. It's so useful for everybody. And the little handy spiralizer is a fun little thing, and it's a great gift, and you could suggest them. Keep one for yourself, give one as a gift. You have a child going off to college. This is great for them because they can easily do it in their room. They can stick it into a crystal wave bowl, stick it in the microwave, and they can do some zoodles. And then they can just add some tomato sauce and some grated Parmesan cheese. And they have a healthy, nutritious meal, and you're not worried about them, And if they're trying to eat healthy and not eat a bunch of junk food, it's a great way for them to do that. So, what are some of the things that you're doing to get this out there? There's, you could do a sheet where you have, my goal is to sell 10 of these. And when I sell 10 of these, I'm going to give away something, so you could talk about what you would give away. And, if they sold, so if you sold 10 of the Cervelier ones here, then that would be a $260 party. So they get a thank you gift. So you could show a thank you gift. If you sold 10 of the 20-ounce Cerveliers, that's a $320 party. So there's $32 in free Tupperware you could give away. If you sell 10 of the Cervelier sets, Well, that, guys, is $690, and that means they're getting $100 with the Tupperware for free. You could give that away, and you could either pick a product or you could say $100 shopping spree, however you want to do it. But when there's 10 sold, somebody wins, right? And so you could do this and run this in the next 24 hours and see what you end up with. And maybe you do one of each, and maybe you sell 5 of one and 3 of one and 2 of one, and then just add it all together. Because if you did at least that many, of these, you would have more than a $200 party. So you can always give a thank you gift away. You would have most likely over a $300 party, can give a $300 or $30 for Tupperware away and a thank you gift. And of course, you could end up with a $500 party or more and have $75 in Tupperware to give away. So once again, I'm going to challenge you guys, think outside the shell. Think differently than what you've been thinking and try something new that maybe you haven't tried. And if you've tried something, try it again, just try it a different way, and go maybe take the same thing and just rework it, reword it, use it as a conversation starter first. Like, what's the food you throw away the most? What area of your kitchen causes you the most grief? And get them commenting, starting, and then have a little ad about something that would solve that problem. And then maybe have another little interactive thing about what's your favorite thing to do with leftover, when you have leftover hamburger. And then the next thing you can do is talk about, your freezer mates. And then what do you do when you have a few carrots? What's your favorite thing to do with when you have half of an onion? What do you do with your half an onion? And then you can talk about fridge smart. So, you do something to get people to comment and to think about what you do to save money, what you do to, instead of wasting money. And that's going to help them. Here's another one. What do you do with your leftover rolls? Okay, you had dinner and there's like 2 rolls left over. What do you do with them? Do you throw them away? Do you put them back in the bag? And, if you have teenage boys, they'll probably eat them. But think about that. Oh, well, if I have leftover rolls, I'm going to let them dry out and I'm going to grind them up and I'm going to make breadcrumbs. And I'm going to add some Italian seasoning to them. Then I'll have Italian seasoned breadcrumbs and I can put that on my chicken. Or I can go ahead and chop them up into cubes and then put them in a freezer container. And when my container's full, I can make bread pudding. And did you know you can make bread pudding I've got it right here. Got to grab it. In your microwave breakfast maker. That's right. It's one of my favorite recipes, homemade bread pudding. It's just enough for me and Charlie, and I don't feel bad about well, I do feel bad about it. I still eat it all. But it's not like when I make the big one and I eat on it for days. You just fill this up with your bread, and like 2 or 3 rolls chopped up and dried out will fit perfectly. And then in my quick shake or in my whip and mix, I'll mix up some egg and some half and half, little brown sugar, some vanilla and cinnamon, and I pour it over there. And then you pour some melted butter over the top of it and you stick it in the microwave just like this and you let it cook. It takes about 3 minutes, and then I'll usually finish it off with about another minute or so. So you want to get the custard to set. And then you can make a really easy caramel sauce to pour on top of it. And oh my gosh, guys, it is so good. But that's why you never, ever throw away a couple of rolls that you have left over. So these are things that are really important for you to be doing and using to show people how Tupperware is going to make their life easier and how they can take advantage of all the things that they have left over and turn it into something amazing. One other last one, if you didn't know this, you can take some dried bread and throw it into sauce, like a tomato sauce, and it'll thicken the sauce up. And it makes it a really nice thick sauce that you can use like to put on top, like it's almost like a gravy, a tomato gravy that you can put on top of meats and things like that. So just lots of fun little tips and things like that you can do. Hopefully you've got some favorite money-saving ideas that you're sharing down here in the comments so everybody can go back and look at those and learn from each other as well. So reminder that tomorrow night we have our Keys to Success Tuesday night training at 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, it is host coaching. And boy, oh boy, are you in for a treat, because it is the one and only Aubrey Stebbins that'll be teaching you all about that tomorrow night. She is awesome and always has great parties, and she's going to share with you the tips and things that she does to get her host engaged and active so that her parties are bigger and better every single time. Also, remind all of you that are looking to grow your business to the next level, that we have coming up on Thursday night, the Stepping Up workshop that I do every month. It's Thursday night at 8 p.m. You can't see that because my little slide thing messed up. Sorry about that. Yep, sorry about that. But I will post this. It is posted on the page already with the Zoom link. It's a Zoom Join Me at 8. If you've never jumped on, it's just a chance for you to see what is entailed in moving up in the business. What do I have to do to move up, and why do I want to move up, and what's in it for me? Because you know what? We all listen to the same radio station, WIIFM, what's in it for me? And I'm here to tell you what's in it for you and what it will take for you to get where you want to go. So don't miss out on that. And I'll see you Thursday night for that as well. So as we finish up tonight, I'm kind of going to go back to that same idea about finishing strong, because this is what it's all about. And this is from Ralph Marston. It says, start strong, stay strong, and finish strong by always remembering why you're doing it in the first place. So what's your why? Why did you start your Tupperware business? Sometimes, why we started isn't why we're still here. We might have started because we wanted to get some Tupperware at a discount, but we discovered we loved what we were doing, and we were making money, but even more so, we're changing lives. And I have to say, I said this to someone years and years ago, I can make money doing a lot of things, but I can't make money and make a difference in people's lives the way I can in Tupperware. Because whether it's my customer and I'm helping them eat better and I'm helping them save money, or whether it's my host who I'm helping to get products for free, and to be able to maybe get those extra things that she can use as gifts for her family, because maybe her budget didn't allow for her to spend a lot of money on gifts. But by having a party, getting it free, she's able to give nicer gifts to somebody that she'd like to, or do it as a fundraiser and donate those things to her church or to a Ronald McDonald House. And more importantly, the fact that I get to give this business away every single day, and I get to help other people do it too. And for me, I always remember that when I get up in the morning, why am I here? What am I doing? I'm here to make a difference in people's lives. And that's what Tupperware allows me to do. So remember your why. Come back to that every day and start out the day with that in mind. And whenever you start to feel yourself questioning, doubting how good you are, stay strong by bringing yourself back to, you know what? I make a difference, and I'm going to keep doing this because, and then finish strong by not giving up, because too often we give up before, when the end is in sight. So don't lose sight of where you're headed. Don't lose sight of what you have available for you and where you're headed, because we're going to finish this month strong. We're going to have a great celebration at the end of Wednesday night, and we're going to start off Thursday strong, because it's a brand new month. It's the month of freedom. It's the month that we are able to live life proudly and broadly and doing great things. So thanks everybody for jumping on tonight. I will look forward to seeing you Thursday night as well as next Monday. Good night, everybody.